I can't tell you how many times I get asked by families relocating to Houston, Travis, should we live in Katy or Cypress? And honestly, it's one of the toughest questions that I get. Everybody seems to have an opinion. And if you spend any time reading Facebook comments or watching those Katy versus Cypress videos on TikTok, you'd think these two suburbs were in completely different states. Well, after helping hundreds of families relocate to Houston over the past 20 years, I've helped my clients buy homes all over both communities from Bridgeland and Town Lake to Cinco Ranch, Cane Island, Elyson, and beyond. And today I'm finally going to settle the debate. By the end of this video, I'm picking one winner. So let's compare Katy and Cypress head to head and see which Houston suburb comes out on top. And if you're new to the channel, my name is Travis Harris with Travis Harris Signature Properties, and my team and I help families from all over the country relocate to Houston every single week. So if you're thinking about making the move, be sure to subscribe because this channel is all about helping you make the right decision before you buy. All right, let's start with the category that probably causes the biggest arguments on Facebook and TikTok. Round one, who actually has the better schools? This one is a lot closer than most people think. Katy ISD has earned its reputation. Schools like Seven Lake, Tompkins, and Cinco Ranch are consistently among the best in the Houston area. Katy has also been ranked the #1 school district in the Houston area by Niche for 5 straight years and holds a slight edge in the latest district-wide accountability scores. But don't count Fair out. Schools like Bridgeland, Cy Woods, and Cy Ranch are outstanding, and honestly, I think a lot of relocation buyers underestimate just how strong Fair ISD really is. Now let's talk sports for a second. Both districts are absolute athletic powerhouses. Katy is known for its football culture. Friday night lights are a really big deal there, and Katy High School has built one of the greatest football traditions anywhere in Texas. Now don't come after me, Fair fans, because your district might be the most well-rounded athletic district in the entire Houston area. Football is huge there too, but Fair also consistently produces elite programs in basketball, baseball, track, cross country, and several other sports. So who wins? Katy by a nose. And yes, I can already hear the Cypress comments coming. Katy gets the first point because of its slightly stronger academic reputation, district-wide consistency, and the prestige that comes with the Katy ISD name. Round one goes to Katy. So if you're keeping score at home, it's Katy 1, Cypress 0. All right, round two. If I gave you an $800,000 budget today, where would I tell you to buy? This one really isn't that close. If your goal is getting the most home for your money, Cypress has the edge. Now don't get me wrong, Katy has some incredible communities like Cinco Ranch, Elyson, Santerra, Cane Island, Grand Lakes, and Seven Meadows. But when I look at the overall market, I think buyers simply have more opportunities in Cypress. Communities like Bridgeland, Town Lake, and Dunham Point simply give buyers more choices and in many cases, a little bit more homes for the money. If you're relocating from another state and your budget is anywhere between $500,000 to $1 million, I honestly believe your dollar stretches further in Cypress. So who wins? Cypress. And this one isn't even close, my friends. Round two goes to Cypress. The score is now tied. Katy 1, Cypress 1. All right, round three. Which suburb actually has the better neighborhoods? Now, this one was really tough. I mean, Katy has some absolute heavy hitters: Cinco Ranch, Elyson, Santerra, Cane Island, Firethorn, Grand Lakes, and Seven Meadows. But Cypress counters back with Bridgeland, Town Lake, Dunham Point, Rock Creek, Marvita, Fairfield, and Coles Crossing. And here's why I'm giving this one to Cypress. I don't think there's a better 1-2 combination anywhere in the Houston area than Bridgeland and Town Lake. Then you add in the newer communities like Dunham Point, Rock Creek, and Marvita to the mix. And I just think Cypress offers more depth and more variety for today's buyers. So who wins? Cypress, but it was close. Round three goes to Cypress. Now our score is Cypress 2, Katy 1. All right, round four. Who has the worst traffic? Now, before everybody starts typing in the comments, the answer here is both. It all depends on where you actually work. If you're commuting to the Energy Corridor or West Houston, I'm probably steering you toward Katy. But if you're headed into downtown, the Woodland Spring or Bush Intercontinental Airport, Cypress usually makes a lot more sense. Here's the mistake I see relocation buyers make all the time. They fall in love with the neighborhood before they actually think about the drive. One of the first questions I ask every relocation buyer isn't what neighborhood they like, it's where they're going to work. Because I've had clients thank me months after they moved because they picked a better commute. And I've also had clients tell me they never realized how much an extra 30 minutes in traffic every day would impact their life. Trust me, a beautiful home isn't nearly as beautiful after spending an extra hour in traffic every single day. So who wins? I'm gonna have to give this one a tie. Choose the suburb that gives you the better commute, not the prettier interest sign. Round 4 is gonna end up in a draw. Score, Cypress 2, Katy 1, and 1 tie. All right, round 5. Which suburb has the better lifestyle? This one really depends on what your perfect weekend looks like. If you're into amazing restaurants, wine bars, shopping, and entertainment, Katy is gonna be tough to beat. You've got La Centera, Katy Asian Town, you've got the Wine Cafe, you've got Perry Steakhouse, Andretti's Indoor Cart, the Home Run Dugout. So whether it's date night, grabbing drinks with friends, or trying a new restaurant, Katy simply gives you more options. Now, if your perfect weekend is boating, kayaking, fishing, or just spending some time outdoors, Cypress is incredible. You've got the boardwalk at Town Lake where you can literally boat or golf cart to dinner. Restaurants like the Union Kitchen and World Beer, Black Horse Golf Course, plus Bridgeland miles of trails, lakes, and parks. It's a completely different vibe. Here's the best way that I can describe it. If you want your weekends to feel like you're always going somewhere, choose Katy. If you want your weekends to feel like you never have to leave your neighborhood, I would choose Cypress. So who wins? Katy, in a photo finish. If I'm looking at the complete lifestyle package, restaurants, nightlife, wine bars, shopping, and entertainment, Katy gets the edge. Round 5 goes to Katy. The score now is Katy 2, Cypress 3 with 1 tie. All right, round 6. Which suburb is the better long-term investment? Now, before I answer that, let me say this. I think you can do well buying in either Katy or Cypress. Cypress is the high growth value play. Communities like Bridgeland, Town Lake, and Dunham Point continue to attract buyers because of their strong amenities, desirable lifestyle, and continued investment throughout the area. As more restaurants, retail, schools, and infrastructure are added, homeownership continue to benefit. But that growth also comes with a risk. Cypress still has a lot of undeveloped land, which means builders can continue adding brand new homes for years. And when buyers can choose between a new home with a builder incentives and a 10-year-old resale, that competition can limit resale appreciation. Katy has something that's hard to create: scarcity. Many of the most desirable communities like Cinco Ranch, Grand Lakes, Seven Meadows, and the Avalon at Pine Mill are already built out. That means resale homes aren't consistently competing against thousands of brand new builder homes. Add in the strength of Katy ISD, proximity to the Energy Corridor, and decades of consistent buyer demand, and I think Katy is the safer long-term investment. Cypress may offer more growth potential and a better value today, but Katy offers more predictable appreciation and stronger resale protection over time. Remember, you don't make money buying at the right time. You make your money buying the right property in the right location. All right, time to award the point here. I'm going to have to give this one to Katy. The score now is Katy 3, Cypress 3 with 1 tie. Well, here we are. After 6 rounds, we have a tie. Katy 3, Cypress 3. But I'm not ending this video with a tie. I'm gonna pick one, so let's settle the debate once and for all. And here is my final verdict. If I were relocating to Houston in 2026, I'm choosing Cypress. Now let me tell you why. 5 or 10 years ago, I probably would have picked Katy without hesitation. And don't get me wrong, Katy is still an incredible place to live. You know, it won schools, lifestyle, and long-term investment for a reason. It has one of the best school districts in Texas, an unbelievable restaurant scene, incredible shopping, and decades of proven appreciation. But today's relocation buyer is looking for something a little different. They're looking for more home for the money, newer construction, incredible master plan communities, and a lifestyle that feels like you are on vacation every weekend. And I think Cypress delivers that better than anywhere else. Communities like Bridgeland, Town Lake, and Dunham Point offer beautiful newer homes, amazing amenities, miles of trails, lakes, parks, and a quality of life that's hard to beat. Now, one of my YouTube viewers recently commented, Katy has gotten too crowded. And honestly, I think there's some truth to that. Not because Katy isn't an amazing place to live, but because so many people have discovered just how great it actually is. That's exactly why demand has remained so strong. So if your number one priority is maximizing long-term appreciation and protecting your resale value, I'd still tell you to take a hard look at Katy. But if you ask me, Travis, where would you buy if you were relocating to Houston today? My answer is going to be Cypress. Now, I know some of you are going to disagree, and guess what? That's okay. So let's hear it. Are you Team Katy or are you Team Cypress? Drop your answer in the comments and tell me why. I have a feeling that this one is going to be one of the biggest debates that we've had on this channel. Now, if you enjoyed this head-to-head comparison, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video with someone who's thinking about moving to Houston. If you're trying to decide which Houston suburb is the right fit for you and your family, give me a call, send me a text, or shoot me an email, or schedule a Zoom call. My team and I help families relocate to Houston every single week, and we love the opportunity to help you make that move here to Houston. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, we hope to show you around town.